Hello everyone, this is Roxas1359. Welcome to my first redo Let's Play of Spyro the Dragon. Spyro the Dragon was created and developed by Insomniac Games, published by Universal Interactive for the PlayStation 1, and released in 1998. This game pretty much ended up signaling the first major franchise for Insomniac in general, and with this franchise, it created one of the quote-unquote mascots of the PlayStation 1. The game was later ported over to the PlayStation 3 as a digital copy for the PSN back in 2007, with 2012 being the time in which Europeans finally got it. How am I playing this game? I am playing this on the digital release version on the PSN because I have actually never owned a physical copy of Spyro 1. So how am I going to be doing this project? It's going to be a 100% run as always. Could you honestly expect anything different? So, let us create a file for this, because I have created a new memory card and new game. So, let us begin.
Okay, rolling.
Oh, it's been peaceful here in the Five Worlds, or is it 6? For a dragon's age. We now have 12,000 treasure, or is it 14,000?
What about this Ganasty Gnorc character? Now, I understand he's found a magic spell to turn gems into warriors for his cause.
I'll take that question. Nasty Gnorc is a simple creature.
Simple.
He has been contained in a remote world and is no threat to the Dragon Kingdom.
No threat!
Besides, he is ugly. Ugly? That does it!
Looks like I've got some things to do.
And so, the adventure begins! Yet again, in my case. Especially after it's been 2 years. So, what is our goal for this? Seems Nasty Gnorc's tipping point really was the fact that he was being called ugly. So, during this game, pretty much, I like to describe the Spyro the Dragon series as a 3D platformer collectathon. Something that really plagued the 90s a lot, but, I love them. So, over the course of the game, we're going to be finding treasure, dragon eggs, killing a bunch of enemies, but our main goal is this, freeing the dragons that are basically frozen solid. So, let's start with this one. Nesta.
Thank you for releasing me, Spyro. Free 10 dragons in the artisan world. Then find the balloonist. He'll transport you to the next world.
What about Nasty Gnorc? I'm going after him.
Find dragons first. That's all I can tell you.
Why can't you just tell me more? Get this out of the way right now. It'd be easier. So, what are the controls for this game? Controls are really simple. The left analog stick, or the directional pad, in this case, if you're playing on an original PlayStation 1, will be used to control. I believe this game did have analog support when it came out, but analog support was still somewhat of a new thing. Push the X button to jump. If you hit the X button again, you will glide. You hit the square button to charge, and only in this game I find that there is a curve to the charge. If you've played the Spyro the Dragon series, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's just something that feels a bit off, really. The circle button is to use for fire, and for the triangle button, that will stop us in mid-air as such. In later Spyro the Dragon games, that is changed to a flutter of sorts to give you a little extra height, but in the first Spyro the Dragon game, it just has you drop like a rock. So as you can see, we are killing Gnorcs around here because they have treasure. Treasure has different values in this game. Red treasures are worth 1, blue treasures are worth 5, green treasures are worth 2, gold treasures are worth 10, and pink treasures are worth 25. Pink treasures are kind of rare, and I love how I'm, calling the gems treasures. So right now we are in the Artisan Homeworld. In the Artisan Homeworld, there is a total of, I believe, 100 gems for us to get. And I don't know the exact number of dragons we're going to be getting, but I will know where they all are. So keep going over this way, and we will find out where the balloonist is. So, let's talk to this balloonist right here. Can you just take us? If you prove your worth by rescuing 10 dragons, then you may use this balloon to fly to a new world. You could just take me to Nasty Gnorc. I'm pretty sure if I beat Nasty Gnorc, that would, free the other dragons. No? Fine. I gotta prove myself to the balloonist. Because I'm apparently a dragon that can't fly. I can only glide. How embarrassing. So, let's jump up over this way and... Oh. I always find it difficult to get this one. Anyway, you can see that there is a dragonfly that is following us. That is Sparks the dragonfly. He acts as our health indicator. If Sparks is gone, pretty much Spyro will die in one hit. The colors, depending on what Sparks is, determines on how much health we have. So right now that he is gold, that means we have full health. If he takes one hit, then he will turn blue. One more hit, he will turn green. Another hit after that, and he will disappear, and we will be vulnerable. So, one other interesting thing that Sparks does is Sparks allows us to pick up treasure a little bit faster instead of having to go over it. It's more profound in the later games, but in the first one, it's still good. So, let's free this dragon. Argus.
Cool, Flash. Do that again.
The artisan's boss is through a portal in the dragon mouth, but you are not yet ready, Spyro. First, you must complete one of the other artisan lands.
So, that makes number 2. Yes, so we have our boss behind this door. Each world will have a boss in it, and basically once you deal with, I believe it is a certain number of dragons that you have to free, then you will be able to gain access to that boss. Interesting fact about Spyro 1, you actually do not need to fight all of the bosses that are inside the homeworld. You can actually skip all the bosses if you want and just go straight to Nasty Nork, provided that you obtain enough dragons in order to do so. It is entirely possible, but you can skip the dragons. So, let's jump on these stones just for the heck of it. Why? Because when you hit on the last one, it will reveal a hidden wall that will reveal the last of the worlds I'm going to be doing in the Artisan Home world. But, first things first, let us free Delbin.
Where's Nasty Nork? I'll torch him.
Keep your horns on, Spyro! You have much to learn first. Do you know what the dragonfly following you is doing?
Yes, I explained it.
His name is Sparks, and he's helping and protecting you. Keep an eye on him and see what I mean.
Or, you know, you could just go by based on what I said. Pretty much many of these dragons for their dialogue early on in the game is going to be tutorial stuff, which is something I abhorrently hate. If you want to skip the cutscenes, you can simply hit the start button, but I'm not going to be doing that despite my own, judgment. So, let's free the last dragon here. Thomas.
Hey, Spyro, press the jump button twice to glide. And don't be afraid.
Afraid? Of what?
Falling from high mountain peaks? Plummeting into prehistoric glaciers?
Oh, that.
Yeah, thanks. That didn't, scare me at all. So, as you can see, though, there is a fairy that is on this right here. If you step on these pads at any point, you can save your game, replay the dragon that you freed, or just continue. It's pretty much the save feature in this game. There is no checkpoint feature in this game at all. If you die, I believe you start at the beginning of that level, so keep that in mind. Let's kill this Nork. Give me my treasure, you fiend. Mine. Right, and die. There we go. Now, once we end up going to a world, what's going to end up happening is the moment we come back, all the enemies will respawn. Now, there is something different that we get. We will not get treasure from them if we end up killing them again. Treasure is a one-time thing. The moment you end up picking that up, you will end up grabbing the treasure for that enemy in particular, and from then on out, they will drop orbs. Orbs will fill up around Spyro. I believe you need about 10 or 12 of them, and once you get 10 or 12 of them, you will end up getting an extra life. This game runs on lives, ladies and gentlemen, and one actual function that I always forget to mention. Spyro, only in this game, will have a stop and roll button. If you hit the L1 or R1 button, Spyro will do a roll, and L2 and R2 will control the camera. The roll was taken out for later Spyro games, and I remember Link's Paradox. He was playing the first Spyro the Dragon game, and I remember just seeing him rolling around because he just enjoyed rolling around. It's fun, but I can see why they took it out because it really didn't serve any practical purpose. And believe me, it's going to take me a while to get used to the fact that I slide in my charge. It's something that when you've played Spyro the Dragon games as long as I have, it just takes a little bit of time getting used to. So, let's go inside this little maze right here. There is another one of the Artisan homeworlds right here. And in the middle, we have a little chest. If you ever find these in a level, break them open, and they will give you a dragon statue, which will give us a life. Basically, the orbs that I was explaining before will go around the Spyro head that the lives are right there, and we are only missing a few gems, so let's go and find those gems real quick. But while we're looking for those gems, I can actually go over the voice actors. So pretty much, if you've played the Spyro the Dragon series before, you might be kind of weirded out by how this voice actor sounds for it. That is because the Spyro the Dragon series ended up going through a voice actor change based from the first game. In the first game, Spyro himself is voiced by Carlos Aliqua... Bleh. I am sorry, I always have a hard time pronouncing his last name. Alaz Raqui. That, was easier to pronounce than before. Pretty much, he has done quite a few things, especially when it comes to Nickelodeon. One of the things for Nickelodeon that I love for it that he did is he's actually the voice of Rocco from Rocco's Modern Life, as well as Spot from Rocco's Modern Life, just to make some people feel old out there, the few people who actually remember Rocco's Modern Life. So, what about the other dragons themselves? Clancy Brown voices quite a few dragons, and I have already actually, done a bio on Clancy Brown. One of the main things at this point he was actually doing is Dr. Neo Cortex, as by this point in 1997, Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex Strikes Back would have already been released. So pretty much I don't need to do that one. Michael Goh does the voice of Nasty Nork in this game. I have already done a bio on Nasty Nork in my Ape Escape 3 Let's Play, as he was the voice actor for Monkey Blue. So that's pretty interesting, I have to say. Some of the dragons, such as Thomas, are voiced by Jamie Alcroft. Jamie Alcroft has not done many video games. He's done mainly stand-up comedy and other comedy routines. But for the games he is, one of the best-known roles he is known for is that he is Victor Hoffman from the Gears of War series. And pretty much that's the main actors right now. Here are the gems. And there we go. With that, that is 100 out of 100, and that makes the first area done. So I think we should go into a level first. You can go into the levels by going into these portals right here, and they will basically be a loading screen. So let's go to Stone Hill first. Alright, so I love these little flying sections for the loading screens, because I'm a proponent for a person who says, I hate it when a game's loading and it says now loading with nothing on it. I like it when loading screens are either hidden or they are basically, well crafted enough. So, welcome to the lovely Stone Hill. Pretty much, in this place, we're going to be having to find 200 gems this time instead of it. Again, dragons, I always forget the total for that, so I'm not even going to attempt to do for the dragon totals. I'll just know when I've got them all, because I believe it will show up when we have them all. I will check, but for right now, let's just kill all the goats. Meta goats, because this game really shows how much Insomniac just, hates animals in general. Oh well. Oh, that little laugh. I'll get to that soon enough. That's the sound of something that's annoying. And look, shepherds! Die. Die. Good thing everything in this world is made from treasure, because, Nasty Nork used that ability at some point, even though I only thought, he froze everyone. For all we know, we're just killing innocent people and just taking their pocket change. Oh, well. They're dead. They don't need money. That's my philosophy on it. Alright, so grabbing all of the treasure right there, and there's another goat over here. So, let's kill sheep, shall we? So as you can see, there are butterflies for the sheep around. Whenever Sparks gets hit, as long as you get him near a butterfly, or get near a butterfly yourself in the event that, Sparks you don't have Sparks with you, you will end up getting an extra hit point. So, let's go up now over this way, because I believe I have cleared out this bottom, and ride this whirlwind up to another dragon. Meet Gildas.
Spyro, my friend, how about a hint on gliding?
You bet.
For the longest glide, press the X button at the top of a jump, and try pressing the triangle button to drop down in mid-flight.
Thank you, Michael Gildas, or... Well, I completely said his first name and then turned him into a dragon. Yeah, Michael Gildas. Gildas' first name is Michael. No, the voice actor for Gildas was actually Michael Connor. Michael Connor hasn't done that much in video games. Pretty much one of the better roles he has is Fake Crash from Crash Team Racing. Yeah, that's an interesting one. A lot of the dragon lines are repeated in this game, and a lot of the dragons are by the same people, so keep that in mind. But on the top right here, let's go through right here to where I could actually talk about another design aspect. During the development of the first Spyro the Dragon game, Spyro was originally meant to be a green dragon. This was changed for numerous reasons. For one, they wanted the main character to stand out. The other reason is because Spyro would end up blending in with all of this grass. Yeah, smart move on Insomniac's part. So let's go up over this way. You might have seen that little blue thing there. We'll take care of that soon enough. Right now, I want to get all the treasure up here, because I always find it that I end up missing some treasure on the top of here. Yeah, I might have to lower the brightness in this, because the green just kind of seems weird. I have the same problem whenever I'm playing something such as Super Mario Sunshine on component cables. Right, so let us go right here and grab this and grab all of the treasure around. Pretty much the treasure is needed in order to get 100%. You can get through the entire game if you want to the end boss for basically just getting all the dragons. And like I said before, you don't even need to fight the bosses in this. But obviously I'm going to be doing that because it'd be dumb of me not to. But let's go after that little annoying laughing man over this way. Ooh, I hate these things. Meet thieves. Thieves have dragon eggs. Basically, at some point, while the dragons were frozen, all the eggs were stolen too. And unlike Spyro 3, there's only, I believe, 15 or so dragon eggs in this game. And I'm going to get you. Thieves can either be rammed into with a charge, or they can be flamed. I prefer to flame them. So, that gives us the egg. And believe it or not, actually, there is actually a separate voice actor for that thieves laugh. And actually, they do quite a few things in this game. The person who does it is Isaac Marshall. Isaac Marshall is also known for doing the Toad voice, actually, in Mario Kart 64. So, for all of you Nintendo fans out there who love Mario Kart 64, he also voices the annoying thief in this game. Ugh. But, when we go down here, we have a dragon, but we also have a chest and a whirlwind I didn't see. Chests right there are basically contain a bunch of treasure. For a chest, you cannot ram it open and you cannot flame it open. What you have to do is you have to find a key that is in the level. Key is generally hidden, but it's not hidden well, I will admit. So, you might notice these metal containers right here. I've been charging through everything because that is usually how I usually do things, but if you try to flame them, they won't open. Metal cannot be flamed because apparently, you know, it's fireproof. And then suddenly the, you know, chemist inside me is cringing. So, stop that. Lindar, tell me why.
When you free a dragon or step on one of their platforms, you're saving your progress. That could be useful if you run into trouble. Not that you ever run into trouble, Spyro.
That didn't tell me anything! What do you mean, I don't run into trouble? I don't even know that much about this dragon. All I know is that he's purple, and for some reason he slides around and has a very nasally voice. Pretty much, I don't mind Carlos Alazraqui's performance as much in this one, but I prefer Tom Kenny's performance for when he took over as Spyro, starting in Spyro 2 for pretty much the rest of the series up until, I believe, A Hero's Tale was his last one, because Dawn of the new reboot that they had done for it, I believe it's A New Beginning, changed the voice actors for Spyro. I know that for a fact. But go inside here and we will get our key. So lovely keys! Makes that a return yet again. So let's grab the treasure. I am missing a few, but they should all be remaining inside that chest. So let's go and get that. And Spyro, go down the hole. So let's open up this chest right here. And this cutscene will always play no matter what whenever you do it. But grab all these, and once you get all the treasures in an area, it will display 200 out of 200 in this case, or how many treasures are in that level. So, now let's free Gavin. Aren't you have rooster teeth?
Watch the dragonflies, Spyro. His color indicates his power. When he eats butterflies, he stays strong. Like me.
Sure.
Sure. Strong like you. Honestly, you can really tell Clancy Brown's voice acting for some of the dragons in this game. Because Clancy Brown, I don't know, he just has that distinguishable voice about him. I mean, for me, I think the first instance I ever heard Clancy Brown doing voice acting was with his Neo Cortex, but the other one I remember is Batman the Animated Series for the crossover episode because of the Superman the Animated Series, because he was Lex Luthor. But let's free the last dragon of this place, Astor. These are nice names.
After you freed all the dragons, pass through this fancy vortex thingamajigger. It'll take you back to the artisan home. But first, let me tell you a story.
No thanks. See ya.
That's how you do something like that. Not the dialogue that happens in A Hero's Tale. So, if we hit the start button and we check our inventory, we can see that we have 4 out of 4 dragons and the dragon eggs, as well as 200 out of 200 gems for the Stonehill level. That's pretty much how it is, ladies and gentlemen. So, take this right here, and we will fly back through that lovely pre-rendered loading screen that I really, really enjoy. It's one of my favorite ones.